Abo no sia gara de my mama nyina dwo mama kwaba Great Commission Television Sunday ebra so say wo mai na fi amahodo so ensam ye de besom wo yato din say Paramount News ensam na de dodo na na yabo ne bede ya de ba besom anwei na ensam a ye de nam anwei de mu akoten bi e say ene good board mpenifo etna say ye ensam hia mo makasa e kire say yi no wo beto good ya emfam na kwa so ye kire wa If be say num edi kodudie ubetumi adam
Ye do be call in Kwanta South na e hodom so mentimi hwase a eda so e wo hodom nyina no e ya hensam no edam so ama entokwa no wo masampagyamu enkofo bi de wo mo epra de obewu so ewu wo hodom nam so ama emebunu nu bi echemu a empanifo nhwe na wo mo ema adwebrew emra e hodom
Ghana Bar Association say wo hwe wo mai asoye a wo mo hwe yatembu nsem so a wo mo gina brane enu ti se ade amanyosem ebe wurawura mu no wo mo pe epenifo hwe na wo mo nyaye
ye do be call afija kwa bre north honomon so epenifo bi kire wa kasa nkese ahodo bi a wo mo eye adwuma wo honom no kame ese nipa ba ko botom na sika no kontimi na wo kasa yi de national security task force no wo mo akopie mu wo honom
aposifo ye wo asante mantem mu atire nipa bi a wo mo akobo korona nam so amabako afamu ahwere ne nkwa
Harishimamba ensamu ebi eka we ho na anwume ye kenkade amase Paramount News Great Commission TV so betimi akọ YouTube na wahwe e wo hodom eno no Great Commission TV bomodi abo obehunu ye na watimi ahwe bi wo de comment fa honom so ebe kenkan bi na ye de amaw aseda na enkonfama na guard medicated toothpaste osi apose betimi apose ye fini keka wanyina e de free honom eno no Hola Savior Herbal Center ene bi a etete no fa beda womo na womo entimi emwa go same travel and tour akwantuo ne honsam wo de beda womo a enano pay womo ebetimi aboa kama ewo ehonom dia ya Media Professional Institute so say ensam tredwumai omodi afa hojimwe na womo entimi emwa Center for Apostolic Ministerial Apprenticeship ye boa ama waye nyame edwuma no ebi ebusia nsam ibi ka we ho anase empo edwumakuo bi eka we ho na womo akaboma anwumre womo ebo yechidom akenkanfo ya jepene ne yede nsam ebrel eyeme na nekua akyereba atamene
omahene ofi asempa uchama na ye ho na fe ye ba emfa nsam nchire mu nyina emremo
Seye eso afa Jibril na tie kase no enchemu ankasa ye first ye dia na ye de wo presidential advisor the 24-hour economy and impo export development ne di de ora Augustus Gozitano and then waye nsɛmtwɛfo enhyemu wone ne mpanifo na wo nsɛm nyina ne say 24-hour economy policy no a wo mo de ba ye impo wo mo de to dwa e wa bekɔ wo mo ba pro e wo eye afimpini ne adwenu na ye ba beto aba no emu se de Ghana fo no bi ka so e ma so o sesese yi de e ba so kyena ne na de kye yi aye ba behwe na yapa ho ntoma empo e de ama Ghana de hye no obi abenya adwuma ye na obi adidi peche na wachire mu a enwumaku ahodo na ye de wo mo behye mu no enhyehye bi wo hodom wase ye ma metena honom ne ye meye ne ma bisi basa nkeka ne ma nsi ne nya ne basa wo honom ene ye de wo ka hode na adwuma no waye krado se wo beye wo ye nso ana waye ne yie ebi mu ko aban adwuma mu ana wo mo ko prisika e de akofie wo sesa ne ma wo nyina no wo mo ba behwe atutu ne nyina eyie enti 24 no se che wadwaye ana chese wo siesie ne ho pa yie esan se wo ba no so na wo ba wo badwaman so amagana ni bia eni age yenkonkotie oragozitano ni sembia ene wode tudwa e wonsamtwefo ehyiemudie no ase.
Transparent incentive regime that is based on performance, and as NASA said, with very little discretion. So we remove the corruption component out. 2, build these agroecological parks so that you meet the requirements of both domestic private investors and foreign investors with land where there's no title disputes. One of the big companies told us that they want to expand their business. When they started the construction, one family came, said they own the land. Another family came, they said they own the land. Finally, the military came and said they own the land. So they cannot move. One of the big pineapple growers and fresh fruits, as well as orange juice and pineapple juice, mixed producers, exporters, and dry fruit exporters, proposed an expansion of its raw material base by growing more pineapples and whatever, only to discover that the land that they had paid for several years ago, which they had earmarked for this expansion and growth program, was being used by sand winners, supported by the police as land guards. You cannot build industry or agriculture with this confusion around land and without enforcement of the relevant provisions of the law that protects investors. So that's number 2. 3, you cannot build an economy, build a private sector with 36% interest rate. It's not going to happen. You may deceive yourself, but it won't happen. And nor can you build an investor-friendly private sector response if the tenor of your loans is 12 months or 24 months. You're looking for patient growth capital that allows for expansion, and that allows for capacity utilization, and that allows for local content raw materials. And then you cannot create an environment where you increase output through crop yields, better on-farm maintenance, if the rain period, particularly in the savannah and the northern section, is only a few months in the year, and sometimes because of climate change, it doesn't come at all. So you have drought. In fact, as I'm speaking now, there are droughts in certain parts of the country. So your only countervailing measure
I'm sorry, to us now, Yanko and Sanfu from way. If it is a gold board, a buyer, now who heard my dear, a penny for who do a year down on 80, now woman mark quine, as a would be a year, who per se, what good no, a day Emma good board, but modern bra, now a budget to me crata, who be a moo, or some best and me and son, a moo and now and a penny quancher for ya or down, or rest a making fee, a friend some truffle, and no more a dim comoya, what I say, a fedy a year. A quiet will be 2 million, one more a pe, say one more a license, no, or what me I don't want a year, what I say, and if I are one more license, best say a hanu, and a 240, and a woman license, ya, one more a year tuma, now and more, and what I say, Usha, Juma dear, Company John Dramani Mahama, Wabayo, Abwa, or my ye cocoa noir, Ama yetimia kwa enemy ye pa ya, what you must have soon be a cocoa yetimi a money. Ede ko amahod woso no be se tons no atwinum 50 tons na yetimi mane we e kire se ampa wo man ye kwa yanim pa e wo sika hoko edwati mu na no na wode to so a wo kire se enipa ye a wo mo ton good ya wo mo mfa mara kwa so ma anye sa license bi se koba se ye show mu a wo betumi akomu be se mfisia no enum ade kokopim du ache se mra wo mo hye ye no ano wode ne ye pa tu wo ka kire obi bia se wo bia wo pese wo to good ana se wo to good bo modin se obekwakwagi tumi krata na nya sa na mra so mu a aso be hye pa
nyame adom ye sika kokko efri ye nanano mo penso sika kokko aboa wo man pa ba ye nyina ye be ya adwen se emfaso a e wo senka wo man ni nya free sika kokko wo nyame de adom ye no enya de ayetumi enya mududu na esanse yetu sika kokko ni free form wi a ekwan a ye fa so ton no efi emretintin bisi ne aban sheda mfa nani ni akire enye won hyehyɛ ye yiye sene be ya o man de benya so mfa so enti etu efom agudie no na yama ipabonifu bi titudo na no abrofo ebi so ganafo na o mafa kwati kwan so atogo na o mo mfa kwampa so kra sport na o mo de afa togo border ana o mo de afa Cote d'Ivoire sika na kwa emma eto so wo se yatimi gifiri won wo de your mind yesu enye den emma enti na akwa akoye se isika kokko no amai bi nya so mfa so kra chen na eno na ama o mampanyi mahama waye nhehye ya ene Ghana Good Board adwuma yeku no wate na wama mrahye bedwa force waye mra no de nsa hye ase na mra no ebo Good Board achidom mra na ba beboa ama ene ye wo nhehye ya foforo a kire kwan a obi opeso to gold no wasa wo fa so de to license wasa nensaka na watimi ato no emra na yesa nhehye ni nyina yabo hu dawura se wono a woye good adwuma no bia magi Good Board license ne bi emra de di kan ba na yansoro prekopa ankoka se wa woni license ne bibia no untimi to good ya anya ne sa because yenim se Rome was not built in the day and na ufiti prekopa so pause ya bujaba nti e wose ye ne kakra ya twen bia from 2nd April the whole of April abetwam May abetwam June abetwam bo so memiensa yenim se we de obia beka se ya ade ya ma obia bo so memiensa se wo pe Good Board license I find that wo bra na beje oba we nye license na wo kopa eye manual a obi kwa akwaje bribe license no wa wo fa mobile phone na laptop a obetumi apply di bia wo so kra wo ma your officer wo beba ha na wo baba beje hard copy enti ye yi enyema nipa ye no license processes na film se na be ya bribe sem bia mam na wa we qualified bia no wo apply a emra na say within 60 days na wo zaka we mpo dia ya intentem so ni bu so me over 200 of those licenses 240 yagia to about emu ba ko ya aggregator emu miensa ya self financing aggregators emu do wotwe mienu 82 tier 2 buyers tier 1 buyers emu 34 tier 2 buyers menemo kasa ni manimu ya yetimi issue licenses bebebe licenses so issue na abo ama Good Board enye sika kakra eno nti nipa bebre nsa aka license no asabo so miensa bada nipa bebre nsa aka license ne dia na dia yentimi ntonko so se omo ni Good Board license no mo ne omo license ni nyina nkoso nya adwuma no ene se sa na nka ye be ya na ne hu hia akra se ye mo bi koje license ye pese obi adi mra so nti no mo adi mra so ni nya adwuma no so mfa so nti no ene ye bo obi akokọ se license ne de se wo meje ya wa wasem time up bi abiti ma beje oba so a na qualify nko a ye de be ma ye nhwe o party a wo free man na fi a wo free man na wo din once you qualify now you Ghana ni nko ade a ye the license ne be ma
ko ensem foforo emo na galam say yade a ha oh my Ghana and I'm so empty emma empanifo de buy so won behwe eto ase deku de free oh my Ghana emo and ye empanifo ahodo ebetimi ate wo mo tax force no wo mo ebo adwuma papa de boa oh my Ghana empo galam say ne kono emo and I'm so empty ama ene Criminal Investigation Department ayi twa ni say CID wo Ghana Police Service wo mo ASM twefo ehie mo wo mo kire mu a wo mo che Ghana for okono bebe wo mo akwa kodru wo mo chemu galamse yi edie sese yi na wotwe ye twam ye wo mo etisi mu no wo mo ebo modia ekokopie mu ewo eye achim amenase wo mo chemu akwaya ewo ho no mo no eno no ewo new abrem wo mo chiremu so mkopie mu wo ho no mo no enkofo makomako dunso wo mo site mika wo mo a wo mo chemu se Ghana ni baako na empo no amahodo so tukotenafo yi bi nso makomako du ensia na wo mo timi eche wo mo epoye mantemasam na mekai wo mo chiremu so a enye galamse ko a na wo mo eko etu enipa bonfo bia wo mo so ediesi wo mani so se wo mo de ekro no bo na wo mo ebebo wo mo chiremu se me ne wo kasa yi nso ye ukuade yi a adwubo so me ne de to so aduonu enum no wo mbo modi abom ho moden enkofo miensa wo mo susu se wo mo akobokro no so wo mo eche wo mo na enadwumade yi ase opanipa wo kasa ye echeche Ghana empo biebie ne omani so eche Ghana de hye Director General Edema Criminal Investigation Department DCOP Lydia Donko wono na eneye ebosa enkomoyi yenkotie ne nkomo twetwe a one Ghana adehye etwetweye.
1 Ghanaian and 16 Chinese nationals engaged in illegal mining at Achim Amenase in the new Ebrim district of the Eastern region. So for the first case of interest, which is the fourth robbery attempt, the Ghana Police Service, through a coordinated intelligence-led operation, successfully foiled a planned robbery and arrested 3 suspects believed to be involved in a conspiracy to rob a gold consignment valued at over 1,300,000 Ghana cedis. The details of the case are as follows. On Wednesday, 25 June 2025, the Special Support Unit of the Ghana Police Service at the National Headquarters in Accra commenced an operation following indications of a planned robbery targeting a consultant with a legally registered mining firm in Ghana. Investigations revealed that the suspects included a gold dealer's driver and a man posing as the dealer's bodyguard, both of whom had conspired to rob Mr. Rashid during a scheduled gold delivery by the company on 26 June 2025. As part of the police operation, the movements of the suspects were closely monitored to ensure a timely and coordinated response. On Thursday, 26 June 2025, it became clear that the suspects were proceeding with a planned robbery, which was to be executed along the Accra-Ikuapem-Mamfi Road. A police team was therefore dispatched to intercept them. One of the suspects who was traveling with the targets communicated the change of routes to his accomplices from the originally planned Koforidua and Saom Road to the Koforidua-Ebri stretch. Intensified surveillance identified 2 suspects, Adam Zibo and Masawood Yusuf, who were spotted traveling in an unregistered blue Hyundai vehicle along the Mamfi-Koforidua Road. A few meters away from Ikuapem-Mamfi, our officers noticed 2 motorbikes trailing a Land Cruiser, transporting the target and the gold consignments. The police swiftly moved in and arrested suspect Kenneth Kate at the scene. The target and his driver were rescued safely, and the gold bars, which according to the victim weigh approximately 1.2 kilograms and valued at about 1,350,343 Ghana cedis and 53 pesos, were retrieved and retained. The 2 suspects in the unregistered Hyundai vehicle, Adam Zibo and Masawood Yusuf, were later arrested at East Legon. Subsequent investigations revealed that the suspects had conspired about a month ago prior to the incident, waiting for an opportune time to execute their plan. Suspects Adam Zibo and Masawood Yusuf reportedly facilitated logistics for the operation, including the vehicle, cash to procure AK-47 rifles, and motorbikes. One of the suspects was also to receive and assist in the sale of the stolen gold. Suspects Adam Zibo and Masawood Yusuf, in the course of investigation, informed police that suspect Edu Jehu was not part of the robbery. He has since been granted bail. The 3 remaining suspects have been detained to assist with further investigations and will be arraigned before court. Further developments will be duly communicated. On behalf of the Inspector General of Police, I wish to commend all our officers who took part in this operation for their vigilance and dedication that ensured the success of this operation. As I mentioned in the beginning, it's part of our duty to educate and sensitize and inform arrested 1 Ghanaian and 16 Chinese nationals engaged in illegal mining at Achim Amenase in the new Ebrim district of the Eastern region. So for the first case of interest, which is the fourth robbery attempt, the Ghana Police Service, through a coordinated intelligence-led operation, successfully foiled a planned robbery and arrested 3 suspects believed to be involved in a conspiracy
President
to
ya
rob
wada
a
Ghana
gold
Bar Association no mame efua gati na wada atudwa ya wo kire se wohwe ekwan ya yefa so ya Ghana Chief Justice mame Gertrude Ereba Isaba Tokono mpani atwe ne sensen ye no a wo kire se betumi a enka yensan hwem bi busan se anemai Ghana Bar Association wo mutwe ho da wo mu entiase wo de sansem nyina atudwa abra na wo mu di Afrishada ye toso aduanan miensa abra agegefo ahodo kese miensa ye wo maimu ye bo wontuo ekun wom Uru Fred Opoku Sakode na afi Cecilia Kranten Ado na Kwadwo Eje Japan ya afi atmahankro ne de wotwe mierumu ye bo wontuo ekun wom wo maimu ne no na Uru Efagati ekyere se wohwe judicial service na omdu om ho so pa eno ti se beye na yedi amanyosem ebe frafra de omumpe ne sa omunsoso de omumpe eye atentrene eno ne ade a omuhia no ti ombesre pa se yedi amanyosem ewurawura judicial service no de enya de pa eno ti amanyofo nhwe na sa ne manyina omunyaye
duty. You performed your duty as judges without fear or favor. You stood for the rule of law. Your assassins hated what you stood for and murdered you, but they could not eliminate what you stood for. Your monument stands in the forecourt of the Supreme Court building as a constant reminder of the good qualities required of a judge. Permit me at this juncture to highlight a matter mentioned in the decision of Her Ladyship Justice Martin Ado in the case of the Republic versus Director of Prisons and another ex-party Shackleford, 1981 GLR, page 554. In her judgment, she observed at page 576 that people had used the AFRC era to settle old scores. This was the underlying reason for the British murders, which unfortunately have become a dark part of our national history. Bitterness, which gave rise to a vendetta, the consequences of which went very wrong. We should be careful as a nation not to go down the slippery slope of endless revenge by justifying various acts with the refrain, but others did that too. We then rose as a nation from the ashes like the phoenix and decided to conscientiously do better by making Ghana's democracy and penchant for the rule of law admirable and attractive to many worldwide. An independent judiciary, in its true sense, is a bulwark for all who seek justice and should be jealously protected. The judiciary's foremost attraction should be its glaring independent nature, credibility, and transparency, hence the provisions in our 1992 Constitution seeking to guarantee same. The Ghana Bar Association, as well as other legal associations, both local and international, such as the Commonwealth Lawyers Association, Commonwealth Magistrates and Judges Association, and Commonwealth Legal Education Association, as a matter of principle, have made their voices heard on the ongoing process for the removal of the Chief Justice of Ghana, Her Ladyship Justice Gertrude A.S. Tokono. It is hoped that any Superior Court judge will be well apprised of the entire process before ever being subjected to same in the spirit of fairness. Rising to the defense of the judiciary's independence is the mandate of the Ghana Bar Association, and this is not personality driven. On this day that we meet to honor the memory of the martyrs of the rule of law, let us resolve as a nation to do ourselves proud and humbly walk away from settling scores endlessly, as we are one nation with one destiny.
Na National Security Task Force wo makopie mu ewo Asante Mantem afidja kwabere nov ehonomo ena wo mo ekoye wo mo echemu se kopie mu ewo akom eye axle load station honomo a ebi addition mo ebi ehye honom ene ye kai se wonya load nneoma na wode kwode a na ene wo mo abomoden a se wo mo managerial skills so ne ewe ni kura hunu ni se wo so nneoma sei na wo se wotua no ene da bida womo ahye kokua mu na womo aka ne sumase wo hono ma di sumase dwa na womo agisikei e de ahye womo ho womo kire mu se sa nneema yi e na ekoso e wo hono mo eno no nso emoa eba ban no eka enti ne yam ne wo kasa di womo akakopia mu wo hono mo womo kire mu se de e hono mo ana won beda won bebo ban age ban wo hono mo pa eze womo emo obi ankogira hono mo ene e ka no wo befa nneema twetwiri die kura na womo abehwe se de obeye obefiri hono mo se de ebehwe ne ye de atonse so hunu ne se weyi ene wo se wotua ne nyina no won beye e wo hono mo womo ya akosise mpanifo ebeka se no womo ayi mpanifo bia de aba hono ma won betimi ayesa adwuman na Alhaji Abubakar wono ena eye Deputy Regional Security Coordinator edema eye National Security Task Force omukopia mu hono mo no bomode a ene ensemtwefo etwetwe enkomo ne nantese ene empo dwumadi a womo ekwakodi ewo ehonom.
Okay, drivers na nipa ne doso, so I have to move in and find out what is happening. Nti mi ko mu no mi hu se eye nokre se bibisa ekoso eno no me ankasa me bae be ye ho hwehwe mu even 9th of June year ye wo mu year me bae a se na ye supervisor ha enti na there is this information say June 4th June anopa omo enya eche tracks no 9 omo je omo nyina 20,000 enti me fa omo achi ko check omo records book no. Not tracks 9, 20,000 times 9, which is 180,000, right? Me share records nim no na ba ko pe e na ya enter.
Say the carry load the can from neck or necessity there yes you take over. I'm say nyamla kwan so ma ba be joma de. Oma joma de oma no kredie no. Any paper you nya adwuma say the youth na you want to. Yes you no be because I didn't wait.
Iramu ewo framantam no emu. Na Southton my sinum e na yedru kura e fe na dutro. Na esubrane ayiniti enam so ama wo manfo ayese ba bi aduru ne de suku ahodo ye a emofra yi kom suku ahodo be se num ni na wo mo atom sanse wo hwe se de ensuo no asi ayiniti na eyi fa suku ahodo a na ane nya pa ebefo ekire se wo hwe ekwan a ensuo yi FC afa so na afa wo manfo afiefie ana afemfudi ahodo a ama wo manfo aboka yi pa enam so ama wo manfo ye a womo ewo adutro ene ne mpeswa so ekire se ba wi aduru di mpenifo emram empo se betimi no mbema mo kodo obi mpo a o betimi ade atwa suo no akọ naja ni nyina da o mbehia eno achi life jacket ahodo nso a wo bebra wo ni nyina o mesom adam mpenifo ase papa sanse sade ensuo no asi aye no ene nya pa e de amom ya o manfo ewo adutro ne mpeswa so wo mo frem wase ba bi aduru di mpenifo emram
ya ase se ye twa nsuo no so a ewa etumika nkrofo no nkwala nsuo no se nsuo no yiri sa na apin for so mo ntumi nko hospital yari for so na omo akafie enti yesre aban ni se on behwe ekwan no maye
na chenya aro alekwa afoko pa mi no mi ojila o mi vio akumia no pa no hie twomebu eche kwa miele mi da kukuna mi nikpala mi enti ya omona mi nya gade ri ono jado mo ti no iko jio afumala yimo moto mala yimo fo ya gbesi mi ikpala mi enti.
We have snakes in the river. Sometimes it bites the people, and then going to the hospital to find it difficult because since there is a flood over here, we find it difficult to go to hospital.
When the water surrounded all the place, we are suffering. and the water will surround all people's house. And this is the road. We have cars, a motorbike. We can't keep it to the house. We leave it here at the main road.
I told you I will be required nya car at the Nimoko Hospital. Na ye nkoran musubre ya ye o ma me koye kodwa pokra ye bre sese mi kochi mo ma twanso no e wo me mfinfin ansa na me di kochi ma nti ye bre kwan de afi o de ye bomo mo bomo de an mo hwe kwan ma na esu ye ja bre no kakra
e kwan we asem we ba obeye se de eti no sa na eti yeah esu ejuma no because of madam bebre wo kromu honum na so nsuo ni tin kwala mpeso mo be ba ho no mbe twatwatwa nsuo no nti se opimfo nyim kra sometimes o manya kanta ma na nipa na ewu san kola na sisi omu ni na o ma fi ni nyina o manya kanta mpe na o ma ewu nti sisi ade yesra aban ni so mbe ye kwan na ma ye hwe anyama na me kita ansa na me twatwatwa nsuo we sisi a me bre ankasa nyese me bre ye bre ankasa.
Like I said earlier, it's been an age-old problem, and as a new member of parliament, together with the new municipal chief executive, we were at the site yesterday to examine the situation as it is, look for the immediate-term solution, mid-term solutions, and a long-term solution to the problem. Basically, we realized that the road is flooded.
Adeshibaba na enye erodo yeguswa eche ensemo edema yenko ensemfufro emu yeko enkwanta south no ewo oti mantem na ukuade ya etwemu yi na chese entokwa ekoso wo hodoma adehye no mu wa mu kire mu se eya hensem no esan epeja ne mu epiem enam so emasuku enkoda wo mo gentete ewo nkwanta SHS ne mu de emu miensan kana na wo mo ato nananom ewo siedo esan etu atoto a ekoso ewo honom enti enam so kra magi yese kire mu se de aye no adwobra amade ne na suku na wo se wo mo tumu animu na wo mo ehwe edi ye edi 2 year ansa enam so ama eku ayefe wo mo ho se akode youth association no ewo enkwanta edi ato bamboku ahodo ewo manga na nim se wo mo hwe na empo wo mo ma adwobrɛ emra honom wo mo kire mu se de ensam no ekono kamye yese amanyofo yi ebi eforefodem enti no enne yebeka na yese ate ochena na obi so aba behye mu kena ene ayebola soja obewunu se ni na dum na so no na hyehyase honom na eso wo mo kire mu se ni nyina no se empanifo timi gina na empo wo mo di asem no ye betimi abo papa esan se de ekoso ewo honom no enya de wo mo eni eje ho.
We are calling on the Interior Minister, we are calling on the military high command, especially the commander who sends his people to Nkwanta to restore peace. They should call them to order. Now, peace can only be guaranteed if the neutrality and impartiality of the security forces is assured by everybody. Now, on this record, we want to say the municipal commander of Nkwanta, that is the police, has also compromised his position. Because any group that comes to forestall peace, of course, would have to be directed by the municipal director, municipal commander of police, that is Nkwanta. This man, we cannot trust his neutrality, his compromise, because sometimes we don't get it. That you find Charles and Adeles burning property when we have security presence so close to them. This is what we cannot fathom. And so we are calling on all relevant authorities to call the security apparatus to order to ensure that the peace we are looking for as a peace-loving people in Nkwanta will be gotten, for people to go through their normal day activities in order to get their daily bread. This is something so dear to us. You cannot preach peace without justice. And so we are asking the securities, if they have nothing to do, if they cannot stand in between to ensure that peace prevails, then possibly they should be withdrawn for another troop or another set to be brought. This we are calling, and it should be something that should be acted upon, because things are getting out of hand. Number 3, something happened only yesterday that led to the death of a student, an innocent student in Patasino High School. How did it happen? This happened because the Shraj, that gentleman who has brought tax, people dressed in camouflage military uniforms, pursued an Achodema by name Pius He was being pursued as a criminal yesterday, but because he was able to navigate his way through, finally, this gentleman had to shoot indiscriminately. That led to probably, I'll call it a stray bullet, hitting the innocent student who sadly lost his life. And we want to find out, is it a common practice where military will go for peacekeeping and pursue people as armed robbers in town under broad daylight? We don't know. We are calling on the Interior Minister. We are calling on the military high command, especially the commander who sends his people to Nkwanta to restore peace. Just to call them to order. Now,
Asante Mantemu Emwe. Aposi for ye war Asante Mantemu Ewemu Ewa Buakwa Tanoso and Afia Pitu. Actually, nipa bese enkron ya baku efomu ahwene nkwa na ne nyina akonforanfo ya wonbuhuru mu ho ekowia omanfo enema na tuo ene akode ahodo owiawia laptops afi mobile phones ena sika ahodo ya eka ho na obako a wonsa ehwodi mu kwadwoche baafo agitumu sampa okokro no boyi a owie sa etoma wo ho so mo na aka ho bi ya enam so ma aposifo ensa so mu na bra aposifo kwoto won so no womo ne aposifo yi atututu nam so ema baako efamu ehwere ne nkwan ya won de won kan asefo ho biem Bernard Wusu ansa ya dodo na friend hot boy afi Joseph Opon jo ane friend wo na nuhu yahaya wo nyina de sese aposifo epe omo atwane na DCOP Emmanuel Takuju Adam Senchofo ebonkomo akiremu ekwan fa so a wonsa eka asa nipa nyina.
Recovered from various suspects include a Taurus pistol AC 721513 loaded with 4 rounds of 9mm ammunition, an MP CAL 9x19mm pistol number 11501418, a Joseph pump action shotgun number 8782 with 33 rounds, a Bruni MOD 92 Autocal 8mm pistol number 180921, a Ricol 15-0924 pump action shotgun, and a single barrel shotgun. During interrogation, suspect Kwejo Che Bafo confessed to participating in the robberies and admitted to committing a rape during one of the operations. All suspects are currently in lawful custody and will be arraigned before court in coming days. The police command assures the public that intensive efforts are ongoing to apprehend the remaining suspect, Yahaya Nuhu. The Ashanti Regional Police Command commends the public for its continuous cooperation and remains committed to ensuring peace, safety, and justice across the region. We encourage all citizens to remain vigilant and report any suspicious activity to the nearest police station.
Aposifo etu won so saya wonsa aka emu enkron ma enyina san semiso e na afi entwan homrete ba e do beko amahodro so ensemmu mu.
Bonjour, Nyameba, and I'm Masaba on Champion Great Commission TV. So now we am by idea, and ya sorry, and ya going to some. What's Eden Hills Residential Services? Onte da maminchiro mwe. Eden Hills Residential Services, Jumakubia Yajo Matum Ewo Ghana. I do a more simple. Omo esidan ema wo open trusted contractor any laborers no mesiwo dan e de ama we no efri ho a obroni say property management o efie o pe oma manage ama near their rent sani we be make sure say tenant e tua usika yie tenant e di fie honi bibia e koso kama o amanone e na apese odi wajapade e hye ho musa yaje aboso ama omuntimi enni no kran fama wa Eden Hills Residential Services o madwuma ni bi no o pa asase ato o asase o pese woton asase amanso ni so Ghana ha bia ofre omo no ebedi nsa wo so se wa pese woton ana wa nkasa wo pe bi ato wo fie na pese woton ana wo pe fie ato adi bi e fa ba bi adi etibeto ene dan ene nsase sebo wo pe obi aye wo design the amount wo pe obi asi wo dan amount wo akwantuo for when you try Eden Hills Residential Services. Home office no ewo Great Commission TV and na yemu. And what thing is I know say a trusted institution and I say a trusted behavior oba na do sikasem wasase and I say ade bi efa wo dan sie ho e de abedan ho onyira ezan say adansidie bebre ene free one chain edeba kai say ye ni social media platform bia so ye ni office bia wo bia e kan kran Great Commission TV Dainum Longwa Kantamanto Efremi Chief Apostle Joseph A. Jackson so who media na se who Eden Hills Residential Services nti kan akoma eto yem amefo mo number e ma wona men kan kire wo say omu ni platform bia so omu ni branch o bia o person contact o ma fasa number yi na onu omu ni nkomo o person register wasase o grata aira wasase o pe ne back o be see design if you edemo there e fa what dan see ko bia wasase so for number yi a egu screen is 0205 144 001 0205 144 001 Eden Hills Residential Services or say sleeping in the comfort of a beautiful home. Omusi adai. Ye ton sase. Ye ji wasase nso ton ma. Ye ji ufie ton ma. Na wajapade nso ya manage di ama. Onsa asenkrata ye ma. Baby wu bia wo gada. Baby awa asase wu bia. Baby awa japade bi wu bia. Empo ye renovate efie nso. Se utie yen opeso commercialize wo dan. ABLC 4 bedroom, 6 bedroom, and nekra woman nyina ja hoko. Oni edinsa wo so a ye betimi achichem na ye siesie na afi ye de rent ama onya sika e de agugoto. Omodin so befa number na ye no edi nkomo. Yejuma die dos.
Eso yemfa ensam no enko obi man so ensam emu togo ehonomo ena yeko na wotwa etwam ya yebo amane se ehonomo de eja edere ehonomo pa ni nyina no eye wo momma mpani a wote akonwa eso eyefa na simbe wo mo ekire mbuhye mampani betena so no na jete 2005 ena wo baba furu tena akonwa no eso ene omo ha wo mo ani nka nsam de mfie duni ekire kwaduonu ene ekire watwa ewa akonwa yi so nanso no wonye na adwense mpuo no wo bema ya to abapa na wo mo nyina akwakoyi mampani e wo mo epe wo mo ekokoba ye so wo kire mu a wo bedi ade yi de ama nneoma kora no enkoyi wo ho no wo masetene mu aye besi basa entinke be ya wonsi fom na nanu ya da wo mu kyeremu se mebosume no emu ene wo mu konkwati anate se wo mu mrakuni ebo wo mu ho ban no eye mampani na singbe wa hyase dane bi ani ewo honomo esanse wo mu kyeremu a ne papa na na eti akonwa so ene wo wuye wono so be modin ya be huri tina so esan eye emra ne bia opapa no esa kyeremu enti enam so ene wono so ebe fro sa akonwa no wo mu kyeremu a wo mu ntena honomo ema na ntena so ankosi afebo esanse 2005 besi 2025 idie na tese wo mu wa akoda wanya 20 years eno no enti ne mampani be ya wonsi fom na wo ma obifofro emra metoa so ene adehye no mo ebi eti wo mu ho egu monte so se nka wo mbe ye oya kyere na wo mo ama aban na hunu se de ekoso no enko yie na we na wo mu kyere mu se bambokua ewo ho no mo etisi monte so na wo mu so kyere mu a 2023 mu efi 2022 eba 23 na mampani na singbe kyere mu se eba no se wo bana mproma ye oya kyere ne watintesu kokwa peja abo ne ho keka ho no yade wo mpe enti no sankofo ye wo nam kuromu wo ma ya sobrache wo mu amfa obuo amfa mama mpeni no enti ene wo mu che opade a ene egua pan mpire ye twowachi ankase ye wienso ya doa edowa kwakohyem we na bi mu so enura efiade ene memenda kwasi ade die wo mu so kiremu wo ma ya che wo mu nyina no wo mu enja wo mu esanse eye wo mu right se wo betimi afa kurom ama ban no ehunu die ekoso se enkwaye ene me no kasa ya tie gas esu ye etuo nso ekasa ye hwenha ye ni nka nsam de nkofo nso de kanana na watwa wie ye wo mu ato nananom ewo ensiedo bebre na nso na wo mu aprepra enya asamketwa ewo honom wo mu mampeni na singbede wonya mekasa ye na empedefo bi kyeremu a wo mu ehwe lome ene ne mpotem dia ene adehye no mu ebi wo mu aprepra nkasa ni nyina no eye wo kwan ye wo mu faso na empo wo mu atintesio akyere wo mu mampeni eye mampeni fa na singbese de aduro no eye emfi aduo no wadi bi eye sifom na obifofro so emra emedibi eno ne ensem ebia ekoso ewo Togo ene ne mpotemu
absayam fa ensem no ko anigide mu Richie Mensa eye Ghana ni disia eba ne se wo ma biti pa na fato dwumu a o ene ye ho ade papa e kana se wo ye music producer na wakasa ya wo kire se wo ma Ghana ye wo ha yi wo fa ye creative art ni se ya na abre ni abre nyina ye bodawuro se aban ne mo wo mo na creative art no entimi nyina na so ye papa enso wo se ekwan ya edipa bie efa so eye wo madwuma no eya na enka aban ne mpo se wotimi mfa mwa bi emfiri ba bi emma eno ene wo kire se de wo musi esu firi aban no akwa ye te se okoko bisa pesie ne yamu anichie wo na ho kra nkosera bo mu mfa ntoso san se apesie mu kwa kwosere no wo kɔ no yebu anichie na wo kwosera bo mu wo se kwan ye wo fa so wo di dwuma no enya kɔ no eno ntie mmoa emma aban no soso onya homeka bi a ese wo no soso kra emfa ne sika mra meseb na wo mpagya creative art ene wo kire se wo kwa America se ya aban no enya creative art so emfa so do so pu pa eno nti ehu hia sa aban e de sika sem eno nti wo de sika sem a onwenwen san se wonimi se obenya so mfa so bebre nanso oba ye ma mu Ghana ha se ya ebe wi ase na wei ebodwom a na woni ne nua na wo manya ntawantawa wo behwe na wei ni wei wo mo to mpo amane wo ho ebe dan e na aban atumi de sika mpo aba behemu wo se betumi aboa ama aban so ayenakono na wo de sika behemu a ehia se wo nyina wo kom ho bomu na wo boa emumutumi epushi creative art no ekona nim pa se ko ba ne sa na aban so wo de sika behemu a ebe na hoahoa se wo mfa sika emra emewura mtu wo srada se ansa na wo benya aban anim adom no ebe so wo kom ho bomu na wo boa se de be ya wo creative art ya wo hia aban mo ano ebetumi akona nim yie papa Abchana ebetira esemiso na admire kase de beso mo se Paramount News no ye de nyina edi ese de asede ma go sim travel and tour na dagoma obeboa wo na fe wa kontu sem nyina ye kama edi ama ena gad e ya pause enwure yi ukoda ebo motin pebi na efa pause na wosin enya hodin ye pa Center for Apostolic Ministerial Apprenticeship se brai na womo na woni suade hunu se obenya medwuma no etumi emramu emfa ema hola se via heba center ka ho ya woboa atu nyalo wanyina asesan se bidro ɛna wɔdi edi dwuma ɛwɔ n'aso yɛ Eddie Hills Residential Services ka ho ya wɔ no so pɔ na wɔma nsase papa ya langa de sem bia eni ho ba bia nsuo ebeyira fa wo ebi ni hɔ ɛyɛ Eddie Hills wɔmɔden na ehunu no na wɔpidi mfama mako ya da roma ɛna wɔbɛbɔ ayɛ a yɛde nsɛmi ɛbɛso adwuma ya kenkafo ɛbɛn ɔmahene kofi asempa mene
na nekuya atreba ata ebusia ma ye na wase papa sa oje bre na utimi ehwe ye Facebook na ohwe ye baby bia ohwe ye bia no aseda enkonfa ma video mu hanso ye da munyina se production team no MC a camera munyina no aseda enko emfa emammo ye sorry so ibedi akayina ebeto aso ede amaye ye mo ne hwa adehye yakramo